So that's us now leaving Castletown. That's a fucking lie. So that's us now leaving Helmsdale. Had a night in a tiny little town, went around the spa, had a few beers, found an Airbnb for 30 quid each, had a shower, did some washing, can't complain. Next leg now is pretty much the last leg on the last day. Down the east coast now, we're on the A9. We're going to head down to the hotel we've got in Cairngorms. Although we've only got 70 or so miles to do, which is nothing really. So what we're going to do is take a few stops. We're going to take a bit of a dog leg across to a town called Lairg. There's a bit of a loch there, things to see. May grab some lunch there. So that's the last sort of off shot before we head back. Inshore tonight is on the Cairngorms. I think it's a bit of an activity hotel. Not that we do many activities in there this sort of weather. So stop off in there. Last night, good night's rest, and then back. So we're coming to a close now. It's been an interesting 5 days. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Pity about the weather, but it is still picturesque. It is still a beautiful place to come. I would just top tip is bring the right kit. So see what this looks like on the last leg. What's this place called?
Lairg, isn't it? That's not very nice.
Is that an eel?
Looks it. That's some kind of fish. It's got its arse end missing, whatever it is.
Whoa, that's had a bad day at work, hasn't it? It has had its back end ripped off on it. Them ducks have been going at it. This is the Pier Cafe in Lairg. So that was our little dog leg in Lairg. That is an absolute gem, the Pier Cafe. I would well recommend coming off the main road, coming into Lairg. It's not far and it's a lovely road in as well. There's plenty of twisties, really open the bikes up a bit. But the Pier Cafe, there's a little front there, some real brazen ducks. And the food was absolutely fantastic. And now I feel sick. The cakes, had a Biscoff cheesecake, had the special hot dog, it's unreal. Couple of espressos, Now I'm coffeed up and sugared up, ready to head back. We're gonna go from Lairg now back sort of towards the coast, away from the dogleg we're just taking. We're gonna head to somewhere called Bona Bridge, and then on towards sort of Inverness, down through the Cairngorms. Well, this was a great road in. Really enjoyed it. Now that is a great T-Rocket, Mr. Baker. What a group of legends. Aye.
Someone's left the kit there.
It's Inch-Hall Activity Centre for kids. We've got 3 hairy bikers in a triple room on a bunk bed.
Madras.
I know.
Shoebox of a bedroom. That's why I got the button chicken.
So that's it, all done. NC500 and clockwise, conquered. I think we've done 950 miles in total since we left the northeast. Today was the last leg. It was from Helmsdale down to, we're at Loch Inch at the moment. We took a little bit of a dogleg, a little bit of a detour. It was the A839 off to Lairg, little town, a little bit further inland. Unbelievable road down, absolutely unbelievable. Well worth a ride. I know it's not part of the actual route, but well worth a ride. We then made our way down here to Loch Inch. It's a bit of a water sport loch for kids, so it's full of chalets, it's full of families with their kids. 3 hairy bikers were actually in the sort of kids wing of the wood chalets, which is a weird fit, but it's funny. We're on bunk beds, it'll do for the night. All in all, great trip. Would I do it again? Absolutely. Would I change some things? Of course I would. There's other things I would like to do again, exactly the same. Some of the top highlights of the trip, Applecross Pass. People say it's a bit treacherous, and I've watched some reviews and people wouldn't ride it again on a bike. I don't agree. I think it was an awesome ride. I think the only bad thing about it would be you have to keep an eye on the road when you don't want to, because the views are so incredible. You want to just take in the views, but I would love to do that again. Wild camping in Dundonald, so we stayed short of Dundonald. I was just after Dundonald before Ullapool. Found a little wild camping spot. We had a great night there. Had the barbecues on, even met the sort of groundskeeper. He was a really nice guy. He actually needed to work at that point, but he said, you guys just crack on. It's fine, you're on holiday. He said, just leave no trace. So the wild camping was really good fun. We enjoyed that. A few beers around the fire, under the stars. The clouds cleared at one point, and it was unbelievable how clear the skies were. You never ever get that in the cities. So that was a really good plus point. Fish and chips at Ullapool. We've got a famous fish and chip shop in Ullapool, right on the front. Outstanding food. Chips were amazing. I actually had a burger, but the other guys had fish and chips and raving reviews. So that's definitely worth a stop. Ullapool's worth a stop in itself. It's a pretty large city or town. really nice to get into. Plenty of shops there, so good place to take a break. Smooth Cave, that was a bit of a surprise. That's one of the highlights on the NC500 map. Just this sort of natural carved cave. I think it's battered by both rainwater and seawater. It just carved this huge mound into the ground. Looks incredible. Some nice steps down, nice walk, fresh air. So that was a nice highlight as well. So I definitely recommend Smooth Cave. Dunnet Head. Dunnet Head was the most northerly point. Although John O'Groats does sort of cling on to that title. Dunnet Head was the most northerly point. You can get out at some really sort of dubious rocks out there as well. And get some incredible pictures. There was quite a few people there. Not only was the actual site itself incredible, the drive up, the roads were amazing. Top tip, if you want to go wild camping, the road up the Dunnet Head, there's some cracking campsites on the way up there. There's a few ready-made open fires. There's perfect turn-offs out in the middle of nowhere. And you're so close to a few little bodies of water. You take a cold dip in the morning if you're that way inclined. So Dunnet Head's definitely worth it as well. Good. That's a big highlight for me. John O'Groats was a great highlight. Obviously it's always one of the top ones. They claim to be the most northerly point, but there was plenty of cafes there. There was gift shops. There's a bistro. There was a lot of people there. There's a little brewery. We got some sort of handcrafted beer in there. So John O'Groats is well worth it. Plus the sun came out. There's a lot of atmosphere there. There's people travelled all over the world. And obviously the famous sign. So if you get up and get a good look at the famous sign, I think it's pointing to New York and Iceland and Edinburgh and whatnot. So John O'Groats was a nice highlight as well. The Wallerpole steps, not something that comes up often on the NC500. Wallerpole, the guy told with a story, it's in one of the previous videos. It's about the whales coming in, and that's where they used to cut them up, so that's what it got its name from, Wallerpole. But yeah, that was pretty incredible. Some pretty treacherous steps on the way down. Bit of a climb, blowing out our arses a little bit on the way back up, but yeah, it was well worth it. Get yourself down there. It's a bit of a different one. Like I say, it's not really much talked about, so that was a bit of a highlight as well. And as I mentioned at the start, Lairg, a little bit of a dog leg off the beaten track. The 839 down there and the 836 I believe out of there. Well worth it. Not on the NC500 route, and with that means that the roads are empty. There's no one there. There's no bikes. There's no cars. So they just these lovely twisties, and the road was well looked after, well maintained. The sun came out. So if you fancy a little bit of a dog leg, get yourself across there, definitely. Obviously we still need to make it home, but I would say I've got three main tips, depending on the time of year as well as I suppose. Wet kit. Get good wet kit. Get yourself a pair of good Gore-Tex socks in case you get it in the boots, and get yourself a wetsuit or Gore-Tex gear, whatever it may be. Just make sure that when the rain does come in, even if it's just a drizzle, you're going to get soaked, you've got decent wet kit on. So that's tip one. Tip two is have a bit of a plan. I don't mean stringent, in 3 hours we need to do these 87 miles, and that would just bore the trip. But have a loose plan as to where you want to go that day, how far you want to go. And then the third tip on top of have a plan is be willing to scrap that plan. And I don't mean scrap the whole plan, but just if you see a road or you feel like it might be quieter, or you want to you find a random loch, check the maps and just go for it. You don't have to stringently stick to the NC500 route. You can make it your own, and that's one of the plans we were sort of talking about. We'd like to do the NC500 again, this time anti-clockwise, but and call it not the NC500. Do a load of roads that sort of follow the main loop, but on any of the roads the NC500, because we've had more fun on the not so famous routes, or the routes that aren't actually even on the main route. Sort of off roads, and Lairg is a good example of that. So yeah, wet kit, have a plan, but also be willing to scrap that plan. That's the top 3 tips. So that's me done now. Gonna head in, sit and read for a bit. I've got Keith above us in a bunk bed, which is gonna be fun. I'm sure he'll be snoring tonight. He's famous for that. So yeah, get tucked in, and then tomorrow we've got quite a trek. Get up early, get some breakfast here, probably amongst the kids at the sporting water sports, and then head back to the northeast. So we've got a good 5-6 hours tomorrow, probably just the A9, which isn't ideal, but so yeah, all in all, well worth it. Great trip, great 5 days, well 6 days including the trek up. So I can absolutely 100% recommend it. And when you do it, just be mindful of the ground. Don't leave any shit around.
and I mean literally shit, as well as sort of rubbish and baby wipes and whatnot. Don't be one of those. But other than that, get on a bike and get up here. This stuff's free. And if you wild camp, it's absolutely free. So, can't recommend it enough.